Well, it's now time to get to lowering the spare tire down. You may be wondering, why am I lowering it? To have a flat tire or something? I don't have a flat tire. I took mine down on the Silverado. If you look under there, I took that one down and I put it in the bed and I tied it. It's because here in the north there's a lot of road salt and snow, so a lot of moisture gets trapped up on top of the spare tire. So what I'm going to do is just take it down and then store it in the bed and lock it, probably on one of those hooks there. So it's not going to be too hard. It's definitely worth it for you guys that live in a place that gets road salt and stuff. So where the spare tire is, I looked it up for a 2011 around there Ram. It's probably the same from there and up. You just move this one panel. You just literally, you can go like that and it comes off, so it's very easy. And then under there, it's a lot easier than the Silverado. The Silverado, it's in the back seats and like under the seat and everything. I was looking around under here because there's all these compartments, so I was like, man, where is it? But they actually have it in front of the front seat, which is kind of weird because you get all that space back there. But I mean, these trucks do, all the brands do different stuff. So I'm actually not, oh, this is the jack, so I'm actually not going to need that. You can tighten that back up. Okay, so this is for the tire there, and then the 3 pieces for lowering are right over here. So they look pretty similar to the Silverado one actually. So if I didn't have the kit, I could probably have just used the regular Silverado kit that I have. So I'm glad that they are actually pretty similar. Damn, this is going to be the harder one. It's wedged way down in there. Okay, I just got that part out, so that makes it a lot easier, and there we go. So I'm assuming, yeah, it's just one of those bottle jacks. Never really liked using those, but okay. So I got those 3 things out. And you know, I guess I'll take this out too, so I can easily turn the winch that's holding the tire assembly. For those of you who are gonna have to have a flat tire one day in your life, which is probably everybody, you just put the end with the weird doohickey at the end, and then the extensions together. I'll include this piece, this end piece here. That's for something else. You just need the end that actually feeds in, and then you'll see like a little thing in there that you can just plug it into. And then once you feel that plug, you can just start turning it. And if you look underneath, the spare tire should start lowering. See guys, this is definitely not like the spare tire, well, the stock tires that I have on this truck. This is definitely a more aggressive tread, and the tire is a bit larger. Oh yeah, see guys, if you look under here, it's pretty bad looking. It's always good to have a second pair of hands to move the tire down. But if you don't have one at the case of this 10, then you're gonna have to worry about doing it yourself. Alright, here we go. So I'll probably take the winch out, and you know, that's probably the only thing I'm going to be able to take out if I can loosen some of the bolts on top of it, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. Alright, so I already took one bolt out there. I actually got it out because, you know, my truck, the bolt was rusted, couldn't even get it out. But realistically, if you look under here, every single person that owns a truck should do this. Like, anyone who owns a truck should do this, because, you know, this is a southern truck. This is from Tennessee, and as you can see, it's starting to rust under here, right under that spare tire. So literally everyone. There's not just people with snow, it should be everyone that does this. Remove your spare tire, because it's not something that should be kept under here. You can keep it in your bed and you can lock it. I could show you what I did with the Silverado to keep it locked. Yeah, just got that nut there. Just got it unloosened. It's just, this is the harder one because it's right under this extension for the spare tire. At least they give you like this thing to connect to. Silverado, you have to feed it all the way through to like this point, the tool, and it's really difficult to get. So Dodge definitely does make it easier. And like, you don't necessarily have to remove your winch as well, but I mean, what's the point of having that up there? Because that's only going to continue to rust if it's not rusted out already. Probably wondering, why am I not using this very well? It's kind of broken, I have to do it this way. Well, there's a pin like right here, and I'm going to remove that, and then I should be able to get the extension out. Now for those guys that don't own Dodges, that don't have this, like a Silverado, well, you're not going to have to worry about that. It's coming out. There we go. You want to remove this pin so you can get the extension disconnected from the spare tire holder. I guess feed that through that and get your extension out. I already feed it that way actually. And there you go. The winch is out. That was actually a lot easier, guys, compared to when I did it with my Silverado. There was a body lift, so it was just a nightmare. I had to literally buy like my own extensions of tools and like a joint socket. The next thing I'm probably gonna do now, if you guys have one of these, is remove this. The reason why this is here is to protect the, the exhaust heat from transferring to the tire and burning the rubber, But now that I don't have the tire here, what's the point? If I'm going to be running a 5-inch exhaust, this is going to be really tight in there. And to get that installed, it's going to be a lot easier to just take this thing off first. First of all, I'm actually just going to move all this stuff out of the way. Too much right here. If you're living in the place where all the salt is, think about all the salt that could get just trapped in here. I wish the dealer would have actually given me these old ones, because I actually would have ran these for a little bit, during the summertime and stuff, because there is still some tread on them, and I do like the size. They're a little bit bigger, and I mean, free tires, who's not going to take free truck tires? We all know that these are expensive. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna start on the heat thing. Alright, so I just removed these 2 bolts here holding the heat shield. The last ones I gotta get are right here. These three right here. This one's gonna be the hardest one because it's really hard to get to back there. I might have to bend this thing. I'm never gonna put it back on anyway. Find a Southern truck. These things come right out. Second bolt's another easy piece of cake. I'm already unloosing it. Should be able to just pull it. If I can reach all the way down to that last one, I can. So I think I will be able to get away with being able to get this down from under here. I'm just about turning it. I honestly thought I'd have to bend this thing, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So I'm going to see if I can actually... No, I can't just turn it yet. Hold on, I'm going to move this down so that doesn't just fly somewhere. And there we go. There we go. Alright, finally got that off. Now I'm just going to fill the bolts back on. Because another thing though is that you don't want the holes to plug up with rust. It's going to be a lot harder to deal with that than just having to spray some WD-40 on a rusty bolt and getting that out of there. Finished her all up, and now I'm out here, washed my hands off, and I didn't put that tire stuff back yet because I'm going to vacuum clean within where the kit was and stuff like that. But these are the parts that you're no longer going to need on the truck. I put the bolts back. You probably should too, just in case, rust wise and stuff, if you ever want to put that stuff back on. There's the winch extension there, the pin that connects the winch to the extension, and then you got the heat shield right here, cover the the tire. So if you look under here, I mean, it looks a whole lot cleaner now, no pun intended, because yes, you do lose a lot of dirt weight too, because there's a lot of dirt built up there. So could you imagine just the salt getting built up there? Okay, so if you look under here, I mean, yeah, a lot cleaner look, especially just like the Silverado. and there's going to be a lot more free flowing air. So you may gain like, you know, 1 or 2 miles per gallon, you know, for these trucks that don't get that good of gas, but this is a D's. Yeah, everything's looking great now. The last thing I'll really want to do now is just to spray under there a little bit, get some more of that dirt off. I was using my hands, but you know, there's a lot of places that you don't even see. I did wash the truck on the outside yesterday, but I didn't really do that good of a job on the inside, well, the underneath. So I'm gonna get to the underneath, and then it should be good to go. You're probably wondering, what am I gonna do with my spare tire now that I got that off, and I obviously took the winch off, so how am I gonna secure that anywhere? Well, I'm just gonna put it in the bed, and see, I'm gonna tie it onto one of those hooks there. I wanna show you my setup that I did on the Silverado. Okay, if you look over here, take one of these special locks here, take it through the wheel, and then lock it onto the hook there, and then you're good to go. I don't see anyone trying to tamper with it. I don't live in the worst of area either, but I mean, it's fine. You guys can put more locks on if you want, maybe a chain or two, but that's fine. And it's a lot better having it off. A lot more air, like I said before, and it's gonna be a lot easier if you do get a flat. You just unhook it, keep the keys in like your glove box or something. You just unhook it from here, put the tire on, and you're good to go. Under here, just make sure you get under any nook and cranny you can. Oh, look at that. Look at all that dirt. That's pretty dang dirty, man. So much rocks and everything is caked in there. You can tell this has never been done with this truck. While I was up here trying to scrub some of this dirt out that I noticed when I was looking at the truck, I noticed that there's some kind of dry adhesive here that I can almost scrape off with my fingernails, and it goes all the way around all of the windows here. So I don't know if they had some kind of cover or some kind of advertisement on there. So I grabbed some turtle wax, bug and tar remover, you know, stuff that everyone uses, and I'm going to try to rub some of that out and see how it works. See, it's the little things that you never notice on your trucks until you're really up and close with it, and you start noticing things like that. Just finished that up. It's all looking good around the edges there. Maybe we can wipe it down a little bit, but it's looking really good now. Not seeing any more marks around the edges. It's just one of those things, guys, that if you don't own the truck, you'd probably never notice. But it was definitely worth doing, so if you see that on your truck, just get yourself some bug and tar remover, and then you're good to go. Really didn't take that much effort at all. I just sprayed it on, started wiping it off. I didn't let it soak in or anything. Hey, and when it comes to the dirt that was just building up here, I used a screwdriver